Sometime about 2 months ago, I started binging the Nickelodeon show Henry Danger. I'd never seen it, as by the time it was airing, I was not the target demographic, and I had moved on to better things on TV. Actually, at the time, I don't think I was even watching TV. 'Cause TV's for babies, Mom! I folded because my For You page on TikTok was just flooded with a bunch of Henry Danger edits and videos. I don't know how it got there. You know, I grew up on iCarly, Victorious, Drake and Josh here and there. Those were a big part of my childhood. But for some reason, I did not think Henry Danger would hold up. Call me self-centered, but I always thought that any show that came after my era would suck. And now I understand millennials. But when I tell you that this show is up there on a list of shows with the highest amount of seasons and episodes that were greenlit and came to fruition on the channel. If you don't count any animated series, and especially ignoring SpongeBob because that bitch is Nick's Mickey Mouse and they're never gonna let him go. And also putting aside the show All That because even though it's live action, I feel like that's a different comedy sitcom in its own realm. That places Henry freaking Danger at number 1 for its quantity of all Nick sitcoms ever released. 121 episodes. But that's not to say quantity is better than quality, which brings me to the reason why I'm making this video. Henry Danger follows a 13-year-old boy named Henry Hart, who is just trying to look for a part-time job, man, which I don't think is actually legal. I don't think you can work at age 13 in the United States. Or anywhere at that. He finds a job posting for this junk store. He goes, he falls down an elevator really fast. I don't know how he doesn't die. He meets a man named Ray, who happens to be Captain Man, the superhero of Swellview, gets offered a job to be his sidekick. Bada boom, bada bang, the rest is history. And this is off topic, but Henry Danger has the longest intro I've ever seen, ever. I guess they just really needed to remind you how the story began every single episode. You know, in case you forgot. With the premise being about superheroes, you would think they'd be a little more savvy or protective. But I'll give them some grace. Superheroes have their faults. The Avengers, Civil War, accidentally killing a bunch of people and the complete destruction of a city as collateral. You know, the huge. But Captain Man and Kid Danger are some of the worst superheroes I have ever seen. There are multiple episodes that I noted down that were really evident with that, but I want to note that I did not finish the show. I had canceled my Paramount subscription because, broke as fuck. No other way to put it. Also subscribe. Maybe one day with your help, I can afford to finish the show. But with the kids growing older and Jace Norman's enthusiasm slowly going down as his height goes up, I can only imagine how much more unserious they got towards the end because I didn't think they were that bad of superheroes until middle of the show. But one episode that just really just made me pause my phone in disbelief is season 4, episode 2, Brawl in the Hall. So let's dive in, shall we?
Oh, no, we're good. Piper's gonna drive us.
No, I don't like it when Piper drives us.
Why? She has a driver's license.
Only because the state gave her one by mistake.
This is Piper, by the way. Why the hell is this 10-year-old even allowed to be behind a wheel? She has a fake. Listen, I get fakes. You know, go buy your fun little drink, be edgy, do whatever you want. Unfortunately, Nickelodeon doesn't do alcohol. They do the next best thing. Possible car crash and a menace to society.
Hey, will you guys hurry up? I'm parked in a handicap spot.
You're not supposed to do that.
I'm also not supposed to have a driver's license, but I do.
Henry. Wow. You know, I feel so safe knowing that this kid, this guy, that's my protector right there. I skipped a part, but Jasper looks like that because he is wearing his teacher misshapen sweater because he was wearing a crop top and he's using it to cover, and since it is a Dan Schneider show, you know.
Michelle Bilski. No way. Bish?
I thought Bish was in jail.
They let her out.
The gang starts explaining to Piper who the Bish is, and what a coincidence that her name just happens to be an alternative way of saying bitch. They couldn't do that. They would never do that.
And the misshapen reached inside,
Yeah.
and the scorpion bit her, and then she yelled, "Ah! Bish! Bish!
Quick question, why do these kids have the same teacher they had when they were in 5th grade? It's giving Mr. Feeney. Like, I don't know what kind of school you guys went to, but my teachers did not move up a grade when I did, or teach every single subject in the school as these type of teachers in these shows tend to do.
Hey, Bish. You shut up! Alright.
I think canonically, the Bish is supposed to be the type of character that gets held back so much that by the time she's like, what, in freshman year of high school, she's like 20. But that woman is a full adult grown ass woman, dude. I'd be scared. At this point, the Bish is really intimidating the group and even goes as far as to spit in Henry's face. But what does Henry Hart, superhero sidekick Kid Danger, do to de-escalate the situation? He runs off to chew his gum that gives him his little spirit Halloween costume to go beat her up. Strike 2 Hart. Anyway, the Bish ends up throwing Charlotte in a trash can, spits in Henry's face again, and Henry... Well, let's just say he doesn't take it well. Piper instigates a planned fight between Charlotte and the Bish, and this bitch, Misshapen, does absolutely nothing to protect her student from harm. I know, like, teachers aren't like doctors, but, like, do no harm. You would think that would apply like morally to like people who oversee children, right? Ray learns of the news of Charlotte's fight and gathers 3 of the most sketchiest looking men to help train her. How does he learn about this, you ask? The news.
There's gonna be a big, nasty fight.
How small and boring of a city is Swellview that it covers a high school fight like it's fucking Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Y'all shouldn't be egging her on. If anything, y'all should put this poor girl in a witness protection program.
So small.
I don't want your help or anyone else's. Understand?
Alright. Okay, we won't help you.
Thank you.
We're gonna help her. Yeah, we're gonna help her.
I'm so glad they say that. You know, despite their friend not wanting to accept their help, they're still loyal, committed, protective, and since they're superheroes, I'm sure they'll find a nice and civil way to go about doing this. It's the day of the fight. Jasper tries to get Bish to call off the fight, and then he ends up like this. Which isn't the worst thing, you know? If that's all the Bish does, then bring it on, Bish. Ultimately, Charlotte does end up fixing this by herself through the power of love and friendship. Fight is canceled and they hug it out and all is good.
Everybody freeze and don't move.
Oh no.
What brings you here when it seems like you don't even need to be here?
I'll tell you what brings us here.
A bank robbery.
Oh no.
Officers, I think you'll find the stolen cash over there in locker 53.
53? That's my locker.
Let's check it.
Oh no.
We robbed the Swellview Bank. We robbed that bank.
Last night, around 4 a.m., we snuck in here.
We put the big bag of cash in Bish's locker. And then we called the cops. Which is why they're here.
What? Henry and Ray went out and robbed a bank, the city bank, and framed a high schooler to get her in prison. And consequently, she does. She gets arrested. And this is all after she finally made a friend. And that's the end of the episode, folks. Goes to show you never meet your heroes because they might commit a felony in your name. Special just for you. That's all I got, guys. Stay safe and stay away from anyone with a superpower. Bye.